this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back in the car again. Yeah, it says it's 38 degrees outside according to the thermometer in my car. And it does feel colder than that for some reason though. Still an overcast day. Actually, these overcast days work out really good for these talks in the car, because then I don't have harsh shadows hitting me. Anyway, I was watching a recent episode of Oriental Pearl. Yeah, if you haven't seen that on YouTube, check her out. Yeah, she's an American girl who went to China to study. She speaks fluent Mandarin and also Cantonese. And she also speaks fluent Japanese and Korean. Yeah, she speaks everything. Yeah, so yeah, she's a tall, blonde girl. A lot of the people apparently thinks she's Russian for whatever reason, but she's not. But anyways, her episode today, she had an interview with another girl who was biracial. Her mother is Japanese. Her father, I think she said, is Swedish. So she's mixed. And she mentioned that she wasn't as accepted being in Japan, although she, of course, speaks fluent Japanese and she speaks English and the like. But being mixed, she wasn't very well accepted. She mentions that she's never had a Japanese man ever ask her out. I think she's 30 years old, something like that, because she's not accepted. And so it got me thinking. I was thinking, are we as accepted in our circle of people that we interact with, or are we not? All right. Now, for me, I was born in the United States, but I am fully Chinese, of course. My my mom said that we spoke Chinese up until we went to school. When we went to school in kindergarten, that's when we stopped speaking Chinese. Although that doesn't mean I don't understand Chinese. I understand her 100%. If she speaks it, my ability to speak Chinese is very poor, I would say. Even though I understand 100% when she's speaking to me, my sentence structures and the like, and knowledge of what words would be the equivalent in Chinese, I would struggle with that. So so I kind of thought that, am I actually accepted as well? And I would say that for the most part, most people accept me wherever I go, only because I think when I talk and the way I act and the way I hold myself, so to speak, I'm pretty much American, right? I mean, I recall going to China, in Hong Kong and China, back around the time that Hong Kong was given back to the Chinese government. I would think that was like 1997, something like that. I was working for a company and they wanted me to come visit the main company in China. And so I went, and I will tell you, I don't think I was as accepted there as I might be here in the United States. Now, you might think that's a little strange because you're Chinese, you look Chinese. At least I feel I look Chinese. A lot of people don't think I look Chinese. A lot of them can't tell what I am. I've been I've been mistaken for. Okay, the weirdest one was American Eskimo. I was going, what? Really? American Eskimo, Native American, Filipino, everything but Chinese. Let me know in the comments below if you think I look Chinese or whether you thought I was something else. It's okay. Just tell me if you thought I was something else. Tell me what you thought I was, because I've heard it all, okay? I don't think I was accepted as much there because from what one of the ladies told me, she was kind of like my counterpart, but in China. And I was doing other stuff here in the United States for that company. She says, just the way you hold yourself, the way you walk, the way you present yourself, whatever, we can tell you are not from here. And then she also mentioned too that I was bigger, I was taller, I was heavier. I didn't even have to say anything, she says, and they can tell you're not from here. I mean, the interesting thing is, as I walked into this factory where they were manufacturing all these electronics, I won't tell you about the company, but the minute I walked in, you got all these workers on like a assembly, not assembly line, but, doing piecemeal type stuff, building electronics. The minute I walked in, they all kind of stopped and looked at me. Talk about feeling, you don't stand, you don't fit in, So she says, yeah, the way you hold yourself, the way you walk, the way you talk, the fact that you're bigger than everybody else, you're taller than many of them, and you're way overweight compared to them. She says, we can already tell before you even open your mouth, you're not from here. So was I really accepted there? I don't know if I was. I don't think so. Yeah, I think they were like, who's this guy? Okay, on top of that, I was wearing a suit at the time. Factory workers aren't usually wearing suits. So you kind of stand out a little bit, right? Because you're kind of an executive for them. And so anyway, one of the other weird jobs I've had over my time. So I wasn't really accepted. Now, I also think about myself, I do things that not everybody in my age group does. I mean, if you think about it, not everyone rides a bike in our age group. Some of them do. Obviously, a number of you guys do. But a lot of them don't. And so when they see, this big Chinese guy, well, in this case, they'll say Asian guy because they don't know who you are, riding this bike, you kind of stand out, right? You don't really fit in. You don't mix in very well. So it got me thinking, what about you guys? How do you guys fit in? Do you actually fit in with where you're at, or are you kind of singled out a little bit too? Are you accepted in the things that you do and the like? Now, I do know this. People have said to me that you don't look your age. Well, I don't know. I know that there are some people who are my age that look a lot older than I do. I mean, I look at some of my high school friends, that graduated with me from high school, and many of them look a lot older than I do. Yeah. Do we act the same? I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah. So I mean, if you think about it, I don't really fit in on some of the things, So, well, another thing too, of course, being Asian and being here in the United States, do you fit in? Now, technically speaking, I was born here. I'm fully 100% American. If you think about it, I mean, everything I do, everything I think is an American way of thinking and functioning for the most part. But I don't think I fit in. I think a lot of times people will look at you and they'll think what they think, and sometimes they treat you a little differently. Yeah, they do. So yeah, I'm not saying that it's people being racist or anything like that. I'm just saying that you just don't 100% fit in with everything around you. And on top of that too, I guess I'm a little different than some folks. Some people when you meet them, you can tell every other word they're swearing about this or that, and you never hear that out of me, or if we go someplace and they offer me a drink, I won't drink any of that stuff because I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I don't swear, I always said I'm about as straight as you're gonna get. I don't do anything, right? So I don't sometimes fit in that regards. So it just got me thinking, after watching that episode from Oriental Pearl, in her case, I think it's very interesting watching her channel because, first off, she's speaking an Asian language, one of the multiple Asian languages that she can speak, and she just blows people away when she does it because they're not expecting her to do that. They're expecting English out of her, right? She doesn't. She'll usually start out in English or something, then she'll hit them up with Chinese or Japanese or whatever language she needs to do. There's another guy too, Xiaoma NYC. It's spelled XIAOMANYC. Xiaoma is like a small horse in Chinese. NYC because he was originally from New York City. So he's a Jewish guy that speaks Chinese as well. And he learns different languages. He'll learn different languages, and he'll go to those places or go to those environments and speak their language. Now, he's not perfect when he's learning, but he has an ability to pick up languages and learn it fairly quickly, where he's at least functional in the language. He may not know everything that they're saying because he'll spend several weeks learning it and then he'll go out and do it. To me, that's amazing that he has the ability to pick up a language that quickly and then actually function in it. So I like watching his channel as well. I think one of you guys mentioned him before. I don't remember. Maybe it was John mentioned him before. But yeah, check his channel out too if you ever never seen him. He basically, I think he also studied in China or something like that. Oriental Pearl also studied in China. She went to the university out in China. So anyways, just watching their stuff, it's got me thinking, are you accepted in your own area? And if you're not accepted, why is it that you don't feel you're accepted? Maybe in your community or in your circle of people that you interact with. Are you 100% accepted, or are you not accepted? And why is that? Why do you think that is? Okay. I mean, it's the differences in people that make life interesting, I think. If everybody was exactly the same, I think it'd be kind of boring, really. So let me know in the comments, okay? I think this is an interesting topic. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you're accepted or not accepted and what makes you accepted or not accepted, okay? I think eventually, even if maybe initially I may not be accepted because they think I'm a little different, eventually people just warm up and they accept me for it. But it's always the initial impact. It's the initial impact that has people, thinking twice, So anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Let me know in the comments. Talk to you guys next time.